3, 2, 1. What's up, Royals? What's going on in the show tonight?
What's up, brother? In the show tonight, we got the lovely and talented Lori Calcaterra.
Wow, someone's earning brownie points. Let's get it.
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Catch the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the dream of Medina and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your mans, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the craze. If you are an independent, catch the craze. Making moves on your own, catch the craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the craze. Join the movement, catch the craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. Yeah, you want to do it. Catch the craze. Welcome to Catch the Craze podcast. I'm your host with the most, Sam the Crazy Man Vera, and I am with
Aníbal Arroyo.
Con Pollo. Let's do this. What's up, brother?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another exciting episode of the longest running indie podcast show in the universe.
Yep.
Is that correct? That is correct.
Don't hate, just subscribe.
That's right. That's right.
Yes, it feels good to be able to say that, right?
Man, yeah, I say that with pride, bro. Yeah, that's for real. If I'm incorrect, please, somebody, whoever's watching, correct me. Get on the show. Let's talk about it. I believe I'm 100% correct.
Nobody can do it. What's
Ain't
up?
Gonna do it. Ain't gonna happen.
Let's go in the house. What's up, Lou? Oh, what's up, Jason? In the house?
What's up, brother?
Yeah. So 2005, founded in 2005.
2005, man.
We're one of three podcasts.
Yeah.
We're the only independent comic book podcast.
They don't know. We've been doing this for a long time, man. And we've seen a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? We've seen a lot of people come in and go out. There's many bodies, laid by the wayside. And here you are, still trucking along. You know? And right now, I'm hanging on to the coattails. You know what I'm saying? I'm this right now. You know what I mean? That's the position I play right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm the wingman right now, but that's
there
all.
You go. That's it. Holding it down. You get the blind spot, right?
I'm still doing it.
It's like, there you go. Someone's got to have the blind spot. It's like, what? But yes, it's awesome to know that that we broke out in the game. It was with Comic Geek Speak, and there was another one. There were three of us, but those two were focused on mainstream, and we were the only ones that shine a light on us, on our peeps, the independents. And I'm happy to say that this is episode 577 or whatever it is. It's like, but that's pretty fantastic, right?
Oh, you crazy?
That's right. Yeah. Doing this,
celebrate.
Yeah, celebrate. But so what's going on? We have Lori Calcaterra. She's killing it on Kickstarter. She's blowing away the competition.
For a relatively newcomer, which I think she is. She's just covered so much ground in such a short amount of time, man.
Word.
My hats off to her, man. That's just nothing short of impressive, man. It's just incredible everything she's accomplished, man.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, and she makes hot sauce, bro. I'm saying.
Hot sauce. I love the hot sauce. Can't mess with the hot sauce these days, but I used to mess with the hot sauce back in the day.
Oh, I got like 14 different kinds of hot sauce in my cabinet, bro.
Not mess with it now.
I'm all about hot sauce. They called me picante in high school.
Yeah, for real, bro. My son loves hot sauce. He'll put hot sauce on anything. You watch that show? What is it called? Hot Ones, where they interview
the Hot Ones. Yeah.
Oh man, he's like that. You know what I'm saying? He'll go for like the stuff that's like my wife got him last year a pack of hot sauce, a collection of hot sauce. I thought it was cologne. The bottles look like bottles of cologne, but it was all hot sauce, different ranges. You know what I'm saying? Like he loved that stuff. Shout out to you, Steve.
Yeah. What's up, Lou? Yeah, she does make everything. When I was in high school, they said, make way. Sam Hot Sauce Vera's coming through.
Man, I used to put hot sauce on everything. Bro.
Everything. My grandmother.
French fries, anything. Yeah.
Oh, when you went to the Chinese store,
absolutely.
I would get wings and French fries, and I put hot sauce and ketchup all over that bad boy.
Shoot, yeah,
It
absolutely.
was like chicken wings, French fries. I said, absolutely,
Yeah.
hook it up.
Hell yeah. I got a buddy who used to carry a bottle of hot sauce around with him wherever he went in his car. Just
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
yes. There was a
Yeah.
manager that worked for me who always had hot sauce in her purse. Like, bang, Tabasco sauce. She would just pull it out. Bang. I was
That's
like,
crazy,
man,
right?
it's
Oh,
awesome.
man.
Yes.
I can't mess with it these days, though.
Yes.
But it's
And
all
my
good.
shout out to my boy Johnny Cruz. He's the same thing. He would have this big tin lunchbox, like old school Flintstones.
Oh,
And
man.
inside of it, he would have his Tabasco
Oh,
sauce.
man. Bro.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can't mess with it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I know you're working on some things. You showed me some sneak preview stuff today.
Yeah, man.
What are you going on?
Real quick, yeah, man. I'm always working behind the scenes, you know, guys. If you don't see me on, you know, socials or whatever, that means I'm busy in the lab working on stuff. I've been working on my own anthology project, going now on about 2 years. And I'll tell you briefly, it's just kind of a showcase of everything I can do in different mediums. Like I'm going to be working digitally. I'm going to be working traditionally, painting. I'm including some poetry. I'm just throwing it all in there, all in the mix. Working title is called The Works by Aroyicus. You heard it here first on Catch the Craze. The Works by Aroyicus. So I got the cover all planned out in my head, and I'm looking forward to presenting that to the world when it's ready. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. What's going on your side?
I got a lot going on. What's up, Michael San Martino in the house? A lot going on.
Mike, what's up, brother?
Getting ready in a couple of weeks. I'll be at Texoma Comic Con.
Nice.
George is so far. George is still on point to meet me out there.
Shout out to you, my buddy.
So I'll be picking him up at the airport, and we'll be driving out there, stopping at Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's,
our Buc-ee
infamous,
thing.
huh?
Yeah,
What is Buc-ee's? I'm not familiar. Is that like a hamburger joint, a chicken joint? What is it?
No, man. Buc-ee's is an experience. It's like one of the largest gas stations, stop and shop, museums. Like,
wow,
I mean, they're known for the cleanest bathrooms.
No kidding. Okay.
And they make everything fresh.
Is that mostly a Texas thing or a Southern thing, or
it's Texas right now, but they're expanding. Buc-ee's is branching out. Yeah, and so it's fantastic. When you go there, it's a full blown experience, and it's amazing. They got like 100 pumps. The gas station is like when you go. The bathroom's got like 5,000 urinals and
road trippers paradise, huh?
It's I never get bored of Buc-ee's, and they got some really good sandwiches.
Experience. What's that?
They make everything fresh, so everything's made fresh. Right. You know, they are trying to get exactly. The store manager for Buc-ee's, they make between $190,000 to $270,000 a year.
Okay. Let me ask this though. Let me ask this. This is gonna be an R-rated question, but do they have strippers?
No, man.
Okay, all right. Listen.
They got chicken strips.
I say this. I say this because listen. He said no, man. I say this because I went to Dominican Republic last year, bro. Their gas stations and car washes, bro. It's nothing but a haven for married men that don't want to go home to their wives, and they feature everything you just said, but they also got strippers.
Oh no!
I'm just saying. I haven't experienced it yet. I've heard,
I'm not speaking from first-hand experience. I'm just saying. I heard from a friend from another friend.
Going to one. I went to one with my wife and her friend, but it's like an after-hours thing. Like after a certain time, that's when they have like this whole club set up, and after a certain time, that's when it all starts popping. You know what I'm saying? But that's a little risque, and I don't think we're ready for that just yet.
Me and those evening soirees, no bueno. No bueno. And I have proof. Take it all the way back to San Diego Comic Con. I was like, you guys go to Tijuana. I'm staying at the hotel.
That. Oh yeah. You guys want stories, man? Oh man, I can give you some stories. Oh
yes,
man.
It's hearsay. Yes, but so what's going on? So yes, Texoma Comic Con coming up. I have I gotta think for Texoma Comic Con, there's like 8 new stickers and 7 new prints.
Is that one of the good cons? That's one of the ones you like going to, right? Because
I like this one. Yeah,
right.
I had a really good time last year. I have a lot of listeners and followers of the art channel from Texoma Comic Con and supporters of Doodie. So I'm going out there with a whole bunch of stuff.
And I take it that's a more comic centric Comic Con.
Yeah, there's no celebrities.
No celebs. Comics, man. That's definitely the red flag. Once you start seeing too much of that, for sure.
No. And they do a good job locally promoting it. When I was there last year, the hotel clerks knew about it. The people at the Walgreens knew about it. The people at the casino knew about it. Everyone knew about it. So it's pretty cool. So that's going on, and getting ready to launch the book number 7, No Boo for You, Catching Ghosts of What We Do, and so I'm excited about that. So I'll let Doodie speak for himself.
All right, folks, buckle up because things are about to get wild. Picture this, a quiet suburban home, the perfect setting for a cozy evening. Right? Wrong. Alan thinks he's got a ghost problem. But little does he know, his house is ground zero for an intergalactic showdown. Alan calls in the ghost hunting pros from No Boo for You. These guys are legit, armed with EMF detectors and night vision goggles. But wait, Bobby, Alan's son, and his crew are on a mission of their own. They're convinced it's not a ghost, but an alien. And they might just be right. Enter Doodie, the green alien causing all the chaos. Now Doodie is not just any alien. He's on the run from nasty piece of work. A fleet of alien pirates entering Earth's orbit. They want Doodie back and they're not playing nice. Meanwhile, Agent Doe, our no-nonsense government agent specializing in extraterrestrials, is hot on Doodie's trail. At the same time, Herman the Chihuahua is losing his mind in his cage. This tiny dog is determined to catch the green visitor. Picture this. Herman barking his head off, Bobby and friends armed with makeshift gadgets, and ghost hunters stumbling through the dark. Oh, and let's not forget Agent Doe, methodically scanning the house with his high-tech equipment. Every corner of Alan's house is alive with mystery and excitement. The ghost hunters are convinced they've got a spectral situation on their hands. But Bobby's team is working every angle to prove it's an alien. Doodie is desperately trying to stay hidden, dodging both the human and extraterrestrial threats. And just when you think it couldn't get crazier, the alien pirates make their move. Will Alan's home survive the ultimate showdown? Will Bobby prove his alien theory? Will Herman finally get his moment of glory? Stay tuned to find out, if you enjoyed this wild tale.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be exciting.
That gets me every time, brother. That's a nice little video, man. I like that. I like that a lot.
This one is I'm taking it to a whole another level. And so this one's exciting because I have 3 variant covers and with 3 different endings. So each cover has a different ending to issue number 7, No Boo for You. All ties into the story. So that's exciting. And then I got several requests. So I'm working on it now. I got several requests to do an homage cover for this campaign. And I wasn't planning on doing it, but this is I'm doing it now. So I found a cover that's fitting for, and I'll share it when it's done. So I'm in the middle of illustrating it. It's on the side, but there will be an homage cover on there as well. It's going to be fantastic. I'm excited for this campaign. There's going to be, if we make 100 backers, everyone gets a free 4-inch sticker of Doodie. It's a pretty cool sticker. And I'll put it up on the screen in a second and show everybody what it looks like. Where is it? But yeah, so that's what's going on there. I'm looking forward to this. No, it's not even here. To this,
this is all project. This is the whole entire project is by you, right? Artwork, writing, all
everything.
Right?
Yeah, everything. Yeah, so I'm really excited for this campaign. Not only that, April 5th marks the 20th anniversary of Doodie. So that's even more exciting in itself. Hold on 1 second. I'm pulling it up.
Are you doing anything here for the anniversary? Are you doing a little party thing? Little event?
Yes. Yes, so I'm talking. Yeah, there's a big hoopla for the 20th. But this is the sticker everyone will get. It's Doodie as Dipper from Gravity Falls, but it's Doodie Falls. So that 4-inch sticker everyone will get for free. That's one of the things when we break 100 backers. So a lot of cool stuff coming along for this campaign. What's up, Pops? He says he does not look like George. Yeah, no.
Spoiler alert. This is
like
not George Medina. All right. I'm not George Medina.
Yes. So sign up today. And if you're new to the campaign, if you're new to Doodie, when you sign up, just tag me on a post and say you signed up, and I'll send you a free PDF activity book that you can have fun with, puzzles and games, all that stuff tied to the story. But 20th anniversary in the fall. I'm launching the first Art of book, the Art of Doodie book, and it's a 200-page book. And so I'm giving 20 artists an opportunity. Send me your rendition of Doodie, and those 20 artists will be featured in the book. This book will be in bookstores. So it's I've illustrated Doodie over 700 different characters in my journey, from anime characters to superhero characters to monster. And so this will be volume 1.
Get any back, designs and
everything.
Yeah, I love all that stuff. Yeah, so you
got
stuff.
You got the inspiration behind some of the illustrations, a lot of stuff. So it's coming out in the fall. I'll be launching it on Kickstarter as well. So be part of the celebration with me. And not only that, but Herman has his own comic, which is launching on Free Comic Book Day. Will be available in stores throughout Texas. What's up? End of set.
What's up, brother?
Yes. So the founders and promoters for the Denton Comic Art Expo are also publishers, and they publish an anthology, and they've asked me to be part of it. And so Herman has his backstory. So you want to know how Herman became Herman and how he ended up in that home? Well, this story ties into There's Nothing in My Toilet. So he has his first backstory. It'll be available on Free Comic Book Day. There's over, last I counted, I think it was like 14 or 15 stores in Texas that it'll be available. I'll be doing a book sighting on Free Comic Book Day at one of those locations. So if you pick up the book at any of the locations and you take a photo with you holding the book in your hand and you tag me on Instagram and you show up to any convention I'm at in Texas, you will get a free trading card. Now, if you do all those things and you show up and you make a purchase, you'll get a sketch card, any character you want me to illustrate on the spot for you as well. So you get the card and that just by making a purchase at the location. So a lot of good stuff happening this year. I'm excited. I'm just grinding behind the scenes.
And he'll be kissing babies and shaking hands, folks. All right, he's doing it all. He's running for office next. This man he's a busy guy. This guy, making it happen. And you can see the dark circles under my eyes. I'm exhausted. Like he just rolled out of bed.
Yeah, it's crazy. I did like 9 hours on this Zoom call today, and then as soon as I was done, I went into the garage and I worked out, and then I ran up here to do this podcast.
Man.
So Dan says you should have a podcast celebrating Doodie with some of your biggest. Yes, that would be that is awesome. Maybe bring everybody on for the launch of the campaign.
There you go.
Yes, never fails. Just watch campaign footage. So I'm excited for this year. I'm really excited about Doodie. We're down to the wire with Doodie. So it's a 10. Remember, Doodie, There's Nothing in My Toilet is a 10-issue series, so in 2 volumes, and then when that ends, it kicks into I finish up Doodie's Monsters, which I released issue 1. If you haven't picked that up already, and I will be completing that arc, and then I will be going into the samurai story. And so Doodie will have a 4-page arc with every chapter in his adventures. Some of it on Earth, some of it not on Earth. But Doodie continues, but There's Nothing in My Toilet ends because the punchline is in book 10, and then it just goes on to Doodie. So
for issue 7, is that currently available? Is that like coming out on a Kickstarter?
That's Kickstarter. Yes. So I put the link in the chat. If you haven't signed up. Give me a thumbs up that you did. This one I wanted to be the biggest and best one yet. I'm excited about this. Again, I will be posting and asking for feedback. I'm putting up multiple covers, and I'm asking for the followers to tell me which covers of the 3 would they want to see on the Kickstarter, and I'll pick the based in the numbers will win, and I'll post those 3. So I'm actually doing 6 different covers, and I'm going to pick the best 3, but I'm going to have everybody out there help me pick the best 3, and that'll be the ones that'll be on the Kickstarter campaign.
Man, yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. I'm trying to Doodie after point. I know Buc-ee's. Yes, Buc-ee's. I'm trying to get Buc-ee's to sponsor me. What's up with that? I eat all their food all the time.
Talk about them all the time too.
I know, man. What the hell, Buck? So that's what's going on there. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the show. I mean, more and more people keep booking themselves. Hey, everybody out there, save the link. If you've been on the show, save the link to your favorites. I get 100 DMs a day please save the link, because that's why some of you, when you send me an, hey, do you have a spot? And it takes me a week to get back to you. Is because I'm filtering through hundreds and hundreds of DMs that I get. Please just save the link and save me the grief.
I know he gets annoyed.
I'm like, Diablo. You've been on the show 15 times. You're still asking me for the link,
bro. You need a secretary.
Yes. So this is me venting. Right. Save the link, please. Put it in your favorites. I have a folder of podcasts that I was a guest on that I would want to go back on, and it's in my favorites, and it's in a folder. It says podcasts I prefer. And then the ones I don't prefer, I don't save them because I'm not planning on going back. But there's a list that I have.
So how long is the waiting list for this show, for what you're doing now? Like if somebody were to sign up today, when would they get on? Just
probably late March, early April. Right now, where I think was I haven't looked. I know the 2 more people who signed up today. So about 2 to 3 people sign up a week.
Okay. So there's about a 60-day waiting list, give or take, right? Like roughly. Yeah. Okay. It's not too bad.
Yes.
It's not too bad.
What's up, Creator Con in the house? Yeah, so I remember missing the show since I found it. Thank you. Yes. So I'm excited. So that's what's going on here. I think did I cover everything? Yes, I'm doing what is this? Oh well, we're going to sign up, but that's too late for the camp. What? What do you say? Oh well, was going to sign up, but that's too late for my campaign. Oh, yeah, sorry. If you want to get on the show, you gotta book it months in advance. Especially if you're launching a campaign. Guys, you got to do it months in advance, because if you wait for last minute, there's no.
Yeah, with the Kickstarter,
it's only one day a week.
Plan, yeah, definitely. And
it's only one day a week. So like
time for that, yeah, absolutely.
Like for me, if I want to go on Lori's killing it with her podcast tour. If I plan on doing a podcast tour, I will be hitting them up early to promote it. You have to get ahead of it. You don't wait for last minute. What's up, Phil?
Phil, what's up, buddy?
Thousands, not hundreds. Thousands. Yes. The brew is booked to June. Yeah. It's I do one show a week. We don't do the morning brew anymore, and I haven't done the Crazy 10 or less in a minute. Even though I keep getting requests to bring that back. It's just time is not my friend. And right now I'm putting all my effort into the book and the brand. This year I'm really going all out. I'm doing a lot of new shows this year. I'm doing LitCon in March. It's a 1-day show. I love it. It's a small show. It's run by the city, and it's at a local library. But the reception last year was overwhelming, and I'm excited to be back this year. So I'm doing LitCon again. And I love those little small shows, because I think that one, it was standing room only, so those are my favorites, because you meet families and you meet the target audience you're looking for.
Yeah Get a good chance to connect.
So that's going on there. I'm not doing San Diego Comic-Con this year. They put me on a waiting list, so I told them to take me off the list, because to do a show that at that scale, I have to plan it months in advance. And so I was like, look, don't put me on a waiting list. It's either yes or no, and that's it.
Save your pennies too.
Yes. Same thing with StapleCon. They wanted to put me on a waiting list. I said, nope, delete my name. I'm moving on. I don't play those games. I'm not going to sit around. There's thousands of conventions to choose from. So I just move on to the next. But I have I have the Big Texas Comic Con I'm doing, Bell County Comic Con, College Station Comic Con, Denton Comic Art Expo. I'm doing WeebCon. So there's a bunch of cons I'm doing this year. So it's going to be pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, man. So, any questions out there before we bring in our guests? Let's see what I'm looking at. And just a reminder, what's this? Do we have a question? Next Saturday, I'm tabling at several indie creators at Black Cat Comics. Oh, nice. That's awesome. That is awesome. And just to remind you guys, 20-year anniversary of Doodie. In case you forgot, here it is. Yeah, so April 5th, we're not only launching issue number 7, but we're actually celebrating Doodie's 20-year birthday. He's 20 years old.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Time flies, as they say, right? Wow.
Yeah, time does
years.
fly.
Oh,
Can you
man.
feel it?
20 years.
20 years. Let's say, will Doodie become a pale rider one day? Huh. I know, right? What's up with that, Laurie? Let's see. You could do more shows a week. Just hire anybody. He could do a show a week on your channel. There you go. Anybody is a horseman after all.
After all.
Yes, he's original craze. I mean, he's got the first Catch the Craze hat we ever created.
That's it, man. Yeah, this collector's item right here.
Oh, I've been working hard on a 20th Doodie piece. I can't wait to see it. Yes. Yes, that's the first hat rendition of Catch the Craze hat. We had that. We had t-shirts. We had baseball jerseys. Then we had a new hat. We had a whole bunch of different outfits. Like we walked in like a baseball team when we were at conventions. Everyone was like, "Who are these guys?"
He branded us, man. He branded us.
Yes. I mean, that's right. So, yeehaw, boom. It was crazy because at that time, it was the independent guys, the mainstream, the Image guys and the Dark Horse guys and whatever. They were taking notice of us. Because they're like, who are these guys? Because we had a loyal fan base in New York, a huge loyal fan base, and we were always busy at the tables, and we were solid. And it's like we look like that baseball team in the Warriors.
Oh, yeah. The baseball Furies, the
Warriors.
Furies.
Yeah, they were like, who are these guys? No, we don't even know them. And we weren't even in stores, but we were just killing it at the cons. And it was like it was awesome. It was creating confusion, mass confusion for people.
It was an exciting time, man, especially for me coming in. Exciting time, for real.
Did you make that hat at the Chubbs Institute? Chubbs Institute.
What is Chubbs Institute?
I don't know. When you said Chubbs, I'm thinking Chubb Rock. I don't know. I was like, Chubbs. What's it, Chubbs? Anyway, with that said, we have. You need to give us context when you throw stuff out like that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Explain what you're talking about.
Yes, you understand the words that are coming out my mouth. All right, so. With that said, we do have Lori. She's back there. She's got zombies attacking at the house. And she's smacking them up with hot sauce.
I got questions for Lori. I got
and bobbleheads, and she's doing all sorts of stuff. So let's bring her in. What's up, Lori?
Hi, everybody. How are you? It's lovely to be here. Annabelle, it's so great to see you, man.
Hey, nice to see you again.
Hey, surprise, right?
Yeah. What was that? It was about a year ago you did the interview with me?
Yeah,
right. Is that ASAP for ASAP?
Yeah, on Any One World, you were there.
Yeah. Yep, that was it. Yep. Now you're on the other end of it. Now I get to ask you questions.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's see how this goes.
Yes, she's a platinum member.
That's true. I think I classify as friend of the show.
Yes, she's a friend of ours.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And we're going to be at Texoma together again. I'm looking forward to more shenanigans and dancing.
Yeah. Dancing in the parking lot. This time I'm gonna get it on film.
I'm gonna film it this time. You guys can't stop me. I took the phone out and they stopped. So
Lori, for anybody that doesn't know you, you know what I'm saying? Myself, I know of you through this. Just let people know who you are, what you do.
Am I?
Yeah. Break it down.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lori Calcaterra. I am the writer-creator of a series called Path of the Pale Rider. It's a Western apocalypse series where death has been broken. Your body can die, but your soul doesn't leave your body upon death. And it's a pretty wild series. We're about halfway through the first arc, which is insane. And we're kicking butt and taking names. So that's who I am. I podcast quite a bit. I'm on a lot of different shows. I host the Tuesday Morning Brew. I host Any One World. I host this crazy dumpster fire called Killer Karen. I'm in Texas where Sam is. Yeah. And so he and I see each other quite a bit. And I'm really looking forward to putting myself in his suitcase. So whenever he goes to a con, it's like, ta-da, I'm here. Just pop out. And I'm like, I brought books.
Awesome.
That's the plan, at least.
That's awesome. Yeah. So Lori, you've become a jack of all trades, right? It's like every time I see you, you're doing something new. You're trying something new. When you talk test and try, that's Lori, right? So when you initially came into the comic game, did you have any idea that you would be experimenting on so many fronts?
No, again, it's like when you first come into comics, you're just like, I'm gonna rule the world, right? And then you get in here like, this is more than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
And it's like right in the beginning, I was so focused on making comics and finding the right person to do it.
Yeah.
We actually started Path of the Pale Rider in 2020 with a different team, and COVID happened and everything stopped. Marco is here in the chat. He and I met in 2022, and Marco did the first 4 issues of Path of the Pale Rider, and that's when we first really started our momentum, was 2022. But then it's like you get to be a part of the community. You make friends, you see what other people are doing. That's me, he says. And it's like we were like, oh, metal covers are a thing, right? And it's like, yeah, we started out with just Marco and I. We produced a black and white first issue. That's where we started. We were able to raise enough money to do a color issue for issue number 2. Marco did the entire thing himself. And then we brought in a colorist for issue 3. And so we've been growing and learning and adapting. And it's like, now I'm just having fun. I'm like, I make hot sauce. Like, like I make hot sauce. I make, wooden covers. I make rebind books. And I'm making freaking mugs at this point. Like, it's just anything that I can turn into Path of the Pale Rider merch, I do. And people, they just love it. They're coming along for the ride. They're having a fun time. So
Lori, just for context, is that when you got into the game during the pandemic? Is that like where you just decided to say, boom, I got this idea, I'm going to put it down, and make it happen? Is that when it all started for you?
No, I wrote
okay,
Path of the Pale Rider as a full-length movie. In 2018. I was working with a production company in Detroit called Coattail Collective.
Did not know that. Okay.
And I worked on the script probably a year, 2. So it's a solid script.
Right.
And then started in 2020 looking for an artist. It was one of those like, I have friends in the business and they were like, you belong with Netflix. You belong with Netflix. Right. And I got told that probably 5 or 6 times. And I don't want to sell my rights to Netflix. They buy the entire IP. You can't do anything with it. They can shelve it. They can rewrite it. They can rename it. They can do whatever they want to it. So it's like, 1, I don't think they would give me the time of day because I'm new. I don't have an audience to come with, right? 2, if they did make me an offer, it'd be like, here's your $500, kid, get out of here. And then 3, I wasn't ready for them to disassemble my passion project.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until my husband read it, because he finally read the script and he was just like, this is a comic book. And I was like, you're right.
Okay.
So we split it up.
So that was the turning point from movie to where you decided to make it a straight up comic book. Okay.
Yep. And he was much more familiar with like Kickstarter and fundraising than I was. And so I knew very little, but did a lot of research and met Marco and off we went. So,
Lori, I actually have a few questions. I'm trying, because I know you do a lot of these shows. You've probably been asked the same questions over and over again. So I tried to come up with some questions that I didn't think you've been asked, or maybe that you haven't been asked much. So I got the first one here is, okay, is there a question that you get tired of people asking you?
Not really. I mean, I like talking about
Okay.
Path. I like talking, all depths, because I've been on shows where I've been a regular, and so the chat knows me and they know the story, and a lot of them are backers at this point. But there's always that person that's maybe watching the show for the first time. Okay. So it's important for me to talk about the beginning, the middle, and where we are now.
You can't have an attitude and be like, "Oh, they asked me that already." Yeah, I'm
who cares? Like, it's like you got to connect with that new person every time. It's just like going to a Comic-Con. You start that conversation over anew every time with that person at the table. It's like,
okay. Here's my next question. Okay, is there a question that you wish people would ask you more, or that people haven't asked you?
I don't know if it's anything specific, but I love when people really get into the story, like what would we eat and how does this work? I was on a show last night where one of the co-hosts was a bioengineer, And so she was like, what about bacteria and how is does death affect bacteria? And we could biohack things. And I was just like, we need to talk after the show.
That only tells you they actually read it, but they're interested in it. They're buying it. They're believing it.
They're thinking on more levels.
Right.
So I love that.
The avenue for more ideas. Like, I hadn't thought of that. Maybe
right. Well, I've thought about mostly everything. I mean, I haven't been asked a question that I haven't thought through yet. But maybe you'll ask me tonight. We'll see.
Okay, here's another.
No pressure.
You may have asked. You may have been asked this already, but I'm just curious. What's your favorite zombie movie? Being it's a zombie, apocalypse type of book. Do you have a favorite zombie movie? I'm just curious.
I have a few.
Okay.
You have to enjoy Night of the Living Dead.
I was gonna say that's my
George
number
Romero. That's where everything kind of like that's modern zombie, right? Because honestly, zombieism used to be voodoo, and it was mind control on living people. But it wasn't until George Romero got involved that it became the undead. You know what I mean?
Monster.
People coming back from the dead, and that really changed everything. The 2008 remake by Zack Snyder, fabulous. That has probably the very best opening to a zombie movie. It's so quick and because it has a little girl in it. That one.
Is that the one where they're stuck in the mall? Is that one?
Stuck in the mall.
There's one where there's a bunch of people stuck in a mall.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, there's a few of them that they're stuck in the mall.
Is that a Dawn of the Dead?
It might be Dawn. It might be
Dawn of the Dead. The 2008 Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, that might
be. But
it's
a Zack Snyder remake where he made them fast and he was casting like amputees.
Wow.
And so people are like, someone's missing an entire arm because
talk about method acting, right?
Yeah, that was awesome. But that opening to that movie is the best. Train to Busan is great. I mean, just any really gritty take on zombieism is good. Of course, 28 Days Later, where it was infectious and fast.
That was really good.
That was good. I just recently watched Kingdom. Is it the Kingdom or Kingdom, where it's like it was a parasite that would turn people into zombies. It's kind of gross.
Wow.
It was like Game of Thrones with zombies because there was like espionage, and they were trying to people were trying to overthrow the empire by keeping the king alive long enough.
Like a period piece. It took place in
yeah.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, in like I think in South Korea. But it's really good.
I actually like the Brad Pitt one. What was the Brad?
That one was.
That one's the worst. That one's the worst.
Really?
We don't talk about that.
That's not the worst.
That was gonna be my next question.
Worst.
That was gonna be my next question. Actually, what's the worst zombie movie? So it's the Brad Pitt one. Really?
Have you read the book, Sam?
No.
Okay, that's the problem.
Yeah.
So World War Z looks like a great movie up front. They're like, oh, it's action and it's Brad Pitt. But if you have read that book is a masterpiece, and the movie does not resemble that book at
like the
all.
Da Vinci Code.
Man.
It's basically that. They took the main character, they made him Brad Pitt, they kept his name, they changed the rest of the story.
See, I liked it because it was the first time I saw zombies running like that, and
I was scared.
Yeah, it was a totally different spin, and it was genius. I thought it was genius how they solved it at the end. I was like, oh, that's different.
That doesn't happen in the book.
Okay, I don't be reading. I don't read.
None of the running. Like I think they described when he goes to Israel that happened to him, or there was some character that in the book was in Israel, and they were talking about how they had walled off the entire country, and that the zombies were trying to ramp up to get over the walls. So that technically did happen, but not to the extent that they had it in the movie.
Wow. Okay. How do you feel about that?
Go read the book.
I can't read the book. I saw the movie already.
You can. The book is way better. Trust me. They could have done this a different way if they had done it as like a Netflix series. Because the book is, Jerry is a journalist, and the war is over, and he's going around and he's interviewing survivors, and he's interviewing them about their roles at different times of the zombie war, right? World War Z. And so like when you start the book, he's interviewing people, and it goes in chronological order. So like this first person is talking about how it first came out. What?
Is that the Brad Pitt character, the Gary?
Jerry, Jerry is the journalist. That's the Brad Pitt. So he was never running around and solving things and saving the world and blah, 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 blah. None of that. He was writing down stories.
Really?
But, if they had done it like, do you know how like Interview with the Vampire, the movie with
Brad Pitt?
Brad Pitt. And
Tom
who was
Cruise.
the journalist? Christian Slater, right? And he sat down with Brad Pitt, and Brad Pitt was like, let me tell you my story. And then it like flashed back and it was what happened, right? They should have done that. So Jerry would sit down with the person he was interviewing, and then you flash back and you see it from that person's point of view. That's how they should have done it. Hands down. What they did was a monstrosity.
They still put yellow down my back. I was just like, if I was there, I'd be
yellow.
I was
Were
like,
you wearing
help
your
me.
brown pants when you were done watching the
Yeah,
show?
when I saw how they moved, I was like, "There's no way my
Yeah.
hips won't make me run that fast." I was like, "That's it." I was like, "Dang it.
Yeah.
I have to shoot myself." Like, I'll forget this.
You're dead. But it transferred so fast.
Yeah.
That was what made that movie scary. It was like it was instant.
I
And I
thought
was like,
I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I definitely enjoyed it.
zero Z heads is my
Thumbs up,
opinion.
thumbs up.
Go
But
read the book.
But my next question was, how do you feel about The Walking Dead? Were you a fan of that? Were you happy with the series the way it turned out? Did you read the comic?
Yes, no, and yes.
Okay. Okay.
So I started by reading the comic. I love Robert Kirkman. I've read a lot of his work. So not just Walking Dead, but Invincible and
Yeah, Invincible's good. I'm reading that now.
Outcast. There's one where they blip in and out through existence too. So he has 4 different series that I've read, but Walking Dead was really good. And I'm a zombie fan anyway.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed the comic, and it was black and white and just gritty. And again, with the zombieism, where it was something different because it didn't matter if you get bit or not. As soon as you died, you turned.
Mhm.
And so that was the no escape
Man.
kind of moment. So that was really good. The TV show, I think, was good in the beginning.
Yeah,
I
would agree with that.
They started making changes where I think I fell out, and I couldn't get through when the Whisperers came. I had a really hard time with the Whisperers.
Yeah.
And then like I tried one of the spin-offs. I think I watched the first season of Fear the Walking Dead, but we weren't emotionally attached to any of those characters.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And so when they started killing them off, we were like, okay.
So much. Yeah, big
Like-
deal. On to the next one, right? Yeah.
Right. And I was like, they're going to introduce somebody else and we don't care.
Yeah.
There was no emotional attachment. So when they had like a Glenn moment and the eyeball came out,
Man, yeah.
we were all devastated. Right.
Oh, man, that was
And
tough.
that was accurate to the comic, by the way. Everybody stopped watching because of that moment, but that's what happens in the comic. So
I fell off a little after that myself, right? A couple of seasons after
Negan.
Glenn. Yeah. I never read the comic, but the series got me up until a little after that.
But I haven't watched I think I watched the Daryl Dixon one where he was in France, and it was just ridiculous.
I didn't know they had one. Wow. I know.
I'm not watching anything else.
They have the Rick and Michonne one. I don't know if that's out yet.
I think it is. I don't care.
Right now they're just trying to squeeze as much as they can get out of
That's what it is.
That's what it is. Yep.
It's how do we make a buck? We have an audience. And we're gonna make a buck.
Yeah.
I have a Robert Kirkman story. So
Which one?
Robert Kirkman, he and I were represented by the same agency at one point. And so I was like, and that's when I had the podcast. I was like, hey, would you like to come on the show? He's like, oh, I don't do interviews. I was like, we're at the same party that was thrown by the management company in San Diego at San Diego Comic-Con. And he's like, nah, I don't do interviews. That was back then. I was like, damn. Yes.
All right.
Must be nice.
Yeah, I know. I was like, dude, we're at the same bar. What's the matter with you?
Yeah.
That's our manager right there. Yeah, but
It's like
whatever.
our manager. Both,
Yeah,
both
no.
of us. No.
He took off.
All right.
And I'm still here.
Bye, I guess.
Yes.
Your $1 million.
Yes.
He's
I
wiping
thought-
his face with $100 bills.
I just have PTSD right now. But yeah.
All right. I have no Robert Kirkman stories, but I have more questions.
Yes.
Here's another. Hopefully, you haven't been asked this already. You may have. Okay. What's the end goal for your comic, for your project? Do you see it? Obviously, you mentioned it was a movie originally in script format. Do you see it going in that direction? Is that what you're aiming towards? You know, that kind of thing.
Honestly, I just want to tell my story. I want people to find path. I could die happy if we get through the end of the series. So we have 3 arcs, and right now each arc is 12. If we start doing bigger dollars, I can turn around issues quicker. So like this one, the first arc is broken up into 12. We could break up the next one in 6, and then the story gets out a little faster. But if that's what we accomplish and we get through the end of the third arc, I can die happy.
Wow.
If it becomes something else and something bigger, if the script gets picked up, if we animate it, I am happy with all of that.
Icing on the cake.
I just want
right?
people to read the story, have that emotional connection, right?
Yeah.
What's that?
I said icing on the cake. I don't know.
Did I freeze?
No.
No, you're there.
Hello?
One,
Yeah,
two,
yeah.
two. You're
Yeah,
good. Good.
Did I
hear us?
freeze?
No, you're here.
No, you're good.
You're good. We see you. We see you.
Time for a commercial break? No.
Hello?
We hear you.
Neither one of you are moving, so I'm
Oh,
assuming
wow.
I'm frozen.
It's probably
Wait,
no.
there's
you're
Sam.
not. We can hear you and see you moving.
Okay,
on
I
our
see
end.
you. All right. I was like,
Loud
am I
and
making
clear.
like the most ridiculous face? Because you always freeze when you're like, something stupid. Internet. Anyway, I'm happy telling
were we
my
frozen in a
story.
ridiculous face on your end?
You both were frozen and looking ridiculous. Yeah. Sam had a finger up his nose. I have proof.
Oh, I had a Seinfeld moment.
Anyway, Path, I just want people to read the story. I want them to have that emotional connection. I want them to, question humanity, get the message, which we'll get to at the end. I'm not going to tell you what the message is, but
And
all of that.
have you
Figure it
written?
out.
Have you written up to that already? Like, do you have all that already figured out? Like, where you mentioned 3 arcs with 12 issues each. That's already figured out. That's already.
I have. I'm through issue 21. I'm wrapping up the third act of the second arc. I've been wrapping that up for probably a year. I mean, it's like that's the hard part when you're so far ahead. Is like that's not priority. And so when you're doing things like running a Kickstarter, planning out Comic-Cons, taking kids to school, picking them up, taking them to choir and archery, and it's like that doesn't become priority.
That can wait. Yeah.
Right. But I have it. I have that planned out. The issues are planned. I just have to clean them up. And then in the third arc, I have a prologue, the beginning, and I have the end and an epilogue. But that middle part, I have to figure out.
Right.
That's how I write.
Yeah, I understand that. Now, for me as a creator, sometimes like I do several projects at a time, and sometimes it's a little bit of a challenge to come back to something and put myself, like I have to put myself in the mind state that I was in when I was creating it, and that takes some time. Sometimes I'll just sit there and just kind of be like, okay, where was my head at when I wrote this? What mood was I in? Do you
I reread
relate
it.
to that?
Yeah,
I reread it. Yeah. So I'll just start I'll start because we're in the first arc. And the first arc I have to memory, but I'll sit down and I'll start reading that second arc. And I'll just start at the beginning. And I'll be like, oh yeah, and I remember, and this is where we're going. And I got stuck at a fight scene, which is hard for me. Having been a martial artist for most of my life, I like to write these really elaborate fight scenes for a specific character. And then Marco took the wind out of my sails for most of that. He was like, no, we can't show all of this. He's like, pick 2 cool moves, Lori. That's all it's going to be on the page. And I was like, damn it. So, I mean, I'm thinking too much about these fight scenes where I'm just like, Spartan kick the guy into the tree and then we're done. Move on,
There's always that little bit of a disconnect between writer and artist. I can relate. Having worked with a writer, the writer will sometimes, especially new writers, will try to put more than one move on one panel, and it's just impossible to show it that way. So I can relate to Marco, your artist, on that one totally.
We do have a question though. It says, Lori, what's the origin story of the title? Love it as much as I love the best tagline in the biz, Death is Broken.
Good question.
Thank you, Eddie. And by the way, congratulations on your animation. I saw that announcement today, and I think that's super cool. And I would love to talk to you some more about that.
I didn't see the announcement. I got to follow up.
What?
I didn't either. I was up working all day.
There was that. So Path of the Pale Rider, when I originally wrote it, it was under the name Dead West, which it's point to the point, right? Except there's like a band and a book series and a radio channel. Like there's a bunch of things that are called Dead West. So I was like, well, that's not going to work. And so Path of the Pale Rider, it taps into a couple different things. So if you're a Western fan, there's a movie called Pale Rider with Clint Eastwood in it.
Clint Eastwood, yeah, classic.
Right?
Yeah.
So you might go there. But really what the Pale Rider is the 4th horseman of the apocalypse.
Yeah.
So in the book of Revelation, they talk about the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and he who rides in on the pale horse is death, and hell follows behind him.
Yeah.
And so this story is death is missing. So Jude is on the path to figure out what happened. Why is death broken? Where did death go? And so Path of the Pale Rider could be a lot of different things. It's the path of death. Where is death? See what I mean? And a lot of people are like, is Jude death? And I was like, I'm not going to tell you.
I like that.
Is Jude the Pale Rider? I was like, possibly.
Yeah, the double meaning. I like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of meanings there. But that's how I name my characters too.
Wow.
And so if you look into names, like Saint Jude is the patron saint of lost causes. And also, I mean, like children with cancer, right? The St. Jude's Kids Hospital. But he's the patron saint of lost causes. So that's what Jude is on, this impossible mission to figure out what happened and to maybe be able to put it right. So
yeah, good answer. So obviously you do a lot of research for your stuff. I've seen interviews where you talk about that, and it shows in the product, you know, the I guess the realism and the elements of like real you know, actual things that you throw into your mythology make it that much more rich. Do you work or do you have interest in any other genres, or is this like your thing is like horror, zombies, or?
I love all things nerddom. I like fantasy, Game of Thrones, you know, knights, dragons, that kind of stuff. I like sci-fi. I grew up watching westerns with my dad, but I also grew up watching like Star Trek, and Star Wars, and you know, like Jedis are interesting to me because of their all this mysticism. I grew up watching X-Men and Saturday morning cartoons. We watched He-Man. I love the MCU nerd. I love nerddom.
All things.
I could love all. Yeah. This is just the script that took off.
Yeah.
You know, I write for other creators. So I'm writing for William Russell right now. That one is horror.
Interesting. Okay.
I started writing for Terry Parr. Sam, you know Terry Parr?
Yes.
Yeah. He's local. He's an artist here. Mm-hmm. And he's been around for a while, and he's doing Tomorrow Girl for Ben Dunn. And he has a series called Gemini Force where it's like two cloned 80s rock stars in space.
Wow. Okay. Completely different from Zombie Apocalypse. Okay.
Completely different. It's like weird, sexy hijinks. So I got thrown in. I didn't get thrown in. We bartered, and I was like, I would like to try. I want to push my creativity. You know what I mean? I don't want to be what they call, you know, like typecast.
Right.
Like I'm always
exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's way different, and I'm having a ton of fun.
Yeah.
It was 2 short stories that he's going to produce in his called J4. So he's with that art, he'll release it, and I'll help promote that as well. But I'm excited for that. You know?
I like to hear that as a creator, you're interested in doing different genres. You know, it's all about kind of getting out of your comfort zone and just being a creative. It doesn't matter what genre it is. You get to play and have fun in another genre. You know, that's exciting, right? That's something. I haven't done that before. Let me try that. That's kind of cool. I like that a lot. Yeah.
Genre hodgepodge. You know what's interesting to me? Westerns are like the gateway drug to apocalypse genre, if you think about it. Because Westerns are like, you're lawless a lot of times. There's no electricity. There's no computers. There's no cell phones. They're riding around on horses. They're wearing one set of clothes. They're living off the land. I mean, like, it's the same, right?
What's that little thing that's always blowing in the wind in a Western? It's like that
tumbleweed.
Yeah, exactly. All that. I saw that. I was seeing like a whole ghost town with that thing just blowing in the wind type of thing, you know?
Yeah, I think we had a tumbleweed go by in issue 2, Marco. I don't know if he's still here, but I think we drew a tumbleweed in there. But yeah, that's my point is like when you watch enough Westerns, it's like really it very easily meshes with apocalypse. Totally it was so easy to put the two together. Okay. But you can make it in anything.
Lori, here's a question you may not have been asked, and you mentioned it before. You said you practice martial arts. What art do you practice? Or
I'm currently practicing Calis Illustrissimo.
Okay, break that down. I have no idea what that is.
All I heard was cauliflower.
that sounds like something you order, right? Like, that sounds like a meal.
It's a Filipino martial art.
Wow.
Illustrissimo was the last name of the man that created this. So
Wow.
this is the most dangerous martial art that I have come encounter with, and I've come encounter with quite a few of them, right?
Man.
But I started doing pencak silat when I think it was 17, 1997, and which is Indonesian martial arts, but it's all close combat, guerrilla warfare, lots of weapons, like joint destruction, shock and shatter.
Shock and
Yeah.
shatter.
Well, if you think about it, Filipino and Indonesian people are usually small.
Yeah.
I'm small and I'm usually at a disadvantage. So if I'm fighting someone bigger than me, that's going to be like 90% of the time. The advantage is to know how to use a weapon. Right.
Man.
So
what's that movie with The Rock where he fights all these like little guys? I forget the name of the movie. Like there's this. You know what I'm talking about?
In the jungle. It was called.
Yeah, it's this jungle sequence.
The rundown. The rundown.
Yes.
And that was Ernie Reyes Jr. that kicked his ass.
Yeah.
That was a great scene.
Yeah.
That's all I'm seeing right now. When
I was like, that.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so
But Kali's Illustrissimo is fairly new.
Okay.
The head of the art, he was in the army. He was in the Bayonet Corps. He left the army and joined the Coast Guard, and he was fighting pirates with swords on boats. And then when he got tired of that, he became a hitman for the mob in Manila.
Wow.
And he would kill a lot of people.
Wow.
And he lived a long life. I think it was when he was in his 60s. And again, he didn't like open a studio. This was his trade. That's how he kept alive. He wasn't teaching people his John Wick moves, right? He was the Baba Yaga. And so these 3 young men convinced him to teach them, and he didn't have a system. So they would take turns fighting him. So one would fight and the other 2 would take notes. Like, okay, how did he do that? Like, how is he, like where are his feet? What moves is he doing to deflect? Stuff like that. And so when he got too beat up, they'd switch out. And so he would take notes and the other one would go in there and get his ass kicked for a little bit. And then they would get him drunk and fight him because his moves would change.
Drunken style.
Yeah. Well, he had less inhibition. So he was doing things like instead of parrying, he would move his feet and just attack.
Freestyling. Yeah.
So it's like having the confidence of not worrying about what's coming in, but just combat geometry is what they call it. So moving yourself just slightly out of range, but being able to attack at the same time and having that sensitivity, that timing is really hard. And to train that is, for him, it was second nature. He had really long arms too, so that naturally gave him an advantage.
Reach, huh?
Yeah. To be in that range, but still be able to reach you when you can't reach me. That's hard to do. So super interesting, man. Led such a crazy life.
I'm gonna look him up. I'm definitely gonna look him up.
Tang Tang Illustrissimo.
Yeah. And I can't help but notice that obviously the martial arts that goes with a lot of discipline, and I'm gonna just say the discipline from that seems to have carried into what you're doing now, into your life now, and I believe that's part of the reason why you've been able to accomplish so much in such a short amount of time. Do you see that as something that's true? Do you see the influence from the martial arts and the discipline from that applied to what you're doing in comics? It's
definitely a mentality,
right?
Martial arts taught me that I'm not going to be good at something immediately. It taught me that with practice and dedication and study, I can succeed.
Absolutely.
And that's a mentality that I carry everywhere.
Yeah.
So if I really want to do something, I work on it. I'm rebinding books. I didn't know how to do that last year. I started, you know what I mean? And I watch videos, and it's a hands-on experience. And then when you get through it, you're like, okay, these are the things I want to try next time to make a better product. And so that's kind of the mentality I have, not only with comics, with life. You know what I mean? That you attempt to make the day you try to make the day the best version of itself. You come, you approach the day, you approach whatever task you're doing with intention of doing the best that you can in that time, but also being open to learn. And so same thing, like no ego. My team is wonderful. We all critique each other. So if they're like, hey, Lori, this SFX looks funny, tell me what you think, I'll move stuff around. We're all very easy to talk to, and it's a great relationship. And when you just leave the ego out and you approach the project as we all want this Path of the Pale Rider to be the best version of itself in this moment. So
yeah, wow, that's
Paul.
incredible. I actually had a question, but you basically answered it there. I was going to ask you,
Yeah.
do you have any advice for up and comers? But basically, what you said there is the advice. I mean, I got nothing else on that. Sam, what you got?
No,
Yeah, I mean, approach each day, with intention.
Yeah, I was looking up Tentang, and he never lost a fight.
Oh, damn.
Says
He's alive because they fought with, I won't swear, they fought with swords.
Yeah.
And knives. So one of the things they do is Ispari Daga, where it's a sword in one hand and a knife in the other.
Damn.
And so they're incredible to watch these very skilled practitioners. My teacher is Guru Vico Perrine, Perrine. So if you look him up, you can see a lot of videos of him, and like those sticks fly so fast, but they're sticks when they train and it's swords when they fight.
Wow.
It's dangerous.
That is crazy. Yeah, you gotta definitely be all in and aware of every move.
Sam knows how high I kick. He's seen it up close and personal.
Yeah, and I'm supposed to be a friend.
Did you
Imagine
actually
what she does
get
to the
kicked?
enemies? Huh?
Did I kick you?
Huh?
Did I actually kick you?
Yeah, she did.
No, I did not. I was like, "Are you still alive? You're
She's
fine."
violent. She's violent. But so Lori,
Oh,
you know, you've gotten this far in the campaign,
yeah.
successful launch. What can people expect from this
From
issue?
the campaign?
Yeah.
Oh, from this issue.
Yeah.
Oh God. All right. So again, this was a full-length movie, and movies are written in acts, right? So act 1, introduce your character, introduce your world, if you have a rule system, have, and understand what they're trying to do. Act 2, everything goes wrong, usually, and then your protagonist gets a new mission, and then they're off trying to solve said mission. And then act 3, you wrap it up and you close up shop, you fan payoff, and then if you have another arc, then you move into that. We are smack dab in the middle of everything goes wrong. Now, and if you've read my series, things have been going wrong since the beginning. So things are pretty bad for Jude St. Clair. He is surrounded by the undead. He barely made it out of Santa Claus alive, but he has the person he's been looking for, this enigmatic Dwayne Fink, the town drunk of Santa Claus, who claims to know how the apocalypse started. So we're at the point where we start answering questions. Jude has to make some decisions in this issue. And then the next issue is the big one. 7. And I've saying this since the beginning. 7 is my favorite one in this first arc. It's insane. And issue 6 is what's setting that up. So you can't miss this one because you have to be here for 7. You have to be here for 7.
Yes. The real question is, where's Prince the horse?
Marco, you know the answer to that, so shush.
Yes.
That's something happens to Prince in that very first issue. But
Was that your artist just now that made the comment? Was that?
Yeah, that's Marco.
Oh, okay. Nice,
Marco
nice.
did the first 4, but he has read the script and he signed an NDA. I want to remind him.
Why'd you sign it?
And I was like,
Marco knows not to talk, man. Lori kicks butt. He knows to keep it sealed.
Yes. Now,
Marco's a good guy.
this is not just a comic book. It's an experience, and you have a lot of offerings in this campaign.
Yes.
Care to talk about that?
You want to talk about the rewards, or you want to talk about the riddles and the short films?
Yeah, because you have a lot of unique, creative ways that you promote and you create engagement.
Yes.
What led you to these strategies, and then elaborate more about what they are.
Okay. So again, I came from a production company, so I always wanted to dabble in short film and tell Path of the Pale Rider in multiple mediums. And so that's kind of where we started with this whole idea of the short films and the riddles. So the comic is the meat and potatoes. The comic is the great story. You're going to follow Jude St. Clair looking for what happened to Death. However, on the back of every issue is a riddle. And if you solve the riddle, you get to touch Path of the Pale Rider world like it's real. So you'll get things in the mail from a character. You'll find working phone numbers. You'll find hidden websites. You'll find hidden videos on YouTube. And like, let's say the video, that one's the easy one to find because all you have to do is scan all the QR codes on the back of issue 3. That one, you will encounter the hacker group called the Undead Underground. And they're teaching you skills of how to survive in this apocalypse. And so it's like if you ran into a video on YouTube of the hacker group Anonymous, which is real, right? And so that's the kind of experience you're going to have. And so when you participate in the riddles and you watch the short films, it just enriches the world. It becomes more real. You understand more of the dynamics. The short films are topics where we just don't have time to elaborate in the comic because Jude is on a path and we're trying to tell a story of his path. But like, for example, there's a family member of his that passes away in their sleep. And so that's the real first experience of having to deal with that in their own nuclear family. But we can't spend a lot of time there. We have to push him out the door and he's out in the world. So we made a short film called A Day in the Life. And it's a nuclear family. The father, the head of the house, dies in the first 2 minutes. And then it's the family dealing with the aftermath. The house is in his name. They're getting, you know what I mean? Like, so they're having troubles with the bank because they're not accepting payments because he's dead. They're going to, the house has a lien on it. He used to pick the kids up from school. He can't do that anymore. He's getting lost. So the mom now has the financial burden of trying to raise this family and has to take on the burden of, well, how am I going to get these kids from school? It just becomes very chaotic for them. Plus, he's rotting. So he's losing his memory. He's getting chaotic. He's starting to sundown. So at the end of the night, he's getting more chaotic and then he gets violent. It's not too graphic at the end. We leave it up to the viewer to decide what they think happened. But that's, again, it's just a little more of an experience of what people go through in this world if they have a loved one that is undead. And where do you put them? What do you do?
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
Man.
And he stinks.
He stinks.
She's seen it. We put like a bunch of air fresheners on my poor actor guy. He's in full zombie makeup. He's like air fresheners walking down the sidewalk. People are looking at him like,
wow,
kind of funky,
man.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. People were like, what are you doing?
Oh.
We had my drone out. We're taking pictures of him getting lost in the neighborhood. Like it was fun. It was fun.
That's awesome.
The great thing about those two is like I have actors that will do like the heavy lifting, but if you want to be in it, you can be. So at the end of that one, I asked people to send me a creepy selfie and I put them through like 18 photo filters to zombify them. And so in the credits of A Day in the Life, there's 40 people that I zombified and it has little blurbs about why they were collected by the police in the story. You know what I mean? Because they're acting out or they got lost in the grocery store. Nobody knows, they don't communicate anymore. They scream chicken nuggets at people, Yeah, I do a lot, Allie. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So there's 4 short films. I'm behind on one. I just haven't had the time. I want to do a vaccine commercial. That'll be fun.
Oh, wow.
That could be short too, so it'll be nice.
Oh man,
that is fantastic.
That's impressive. Nothing short of impressive. Oh man.
So outside of Texoma Comic Con, where can people also find you? Are you going to do any of the shows?
I need to. I really do. I really want to just throw myself in your suitcase and just go with you. And I feel like Sam Vera has the list of Comic Cons to go to in Texas because he's been doing it for so long. We'll see. But I think I tried to sign up for the FriskCon, which is local to me. We probably should do Arlington again. I know that's Marco's hometown. I was looking at Big Texas. Yes. I was talking to their main recruiter guy, and he was like, I might be able to get you in. And I was like, okay. And then I didn't hear anything. So I might have to pay to go to Big Texas.
Yes.
Actually, I think they're booked.
Yes,
so,
I got into Big Texas Comic Con. I was watching the videos. I mean, they bring a huge crowd. So it's gonna be the first time there. I think this year 70% of the shows I'm doing are firsts.
Really?
Yeah. So I nixed Arlington because of it was a
Not
dud.
big enough?
It was just nobody showed up that one time, and I was like, I'm not doing that
Really?
anymore. Remember, we were both there.
We had a great day.
I don't know about
It
you,
was-
Sam.
It was
We had a great
Well,
day.
because we were on that panel. Like Marco went on a panel and like 30 people showed up at our table and I couldn't.
Nice.
well. You
It was
guys were in
fun.
a separate room.
Yeah, we were in the good
Yeah,
place.
yeah, yeah.
You
we
were stuck
It was just. It was.
with
It
those
was
who shall not be named.
dead. But yeah, I was like, I'm not doing that because they did it the same week that they opened up the state fair. That's why there was no traffic. I mean, it was worse than the first year I went there. It was the traffic was.
It's
mean-
hard though, because like Cowtown is hit or miss sometimes because of location or because of state fair. I've always done well, but could I probably do better if the timing was different? Yeah. So it's hard to gauge. And I'm still fairly new at the con game because I've been doing comics for 2 years, but again, it's like how much are you really making if you have one book at a table?
Yeah.
That's hard to, I think I've upped my game quite a bit since then. And in fact, sometimes I go in character. I put the whole apocalypse cowboy on and I talk to people with an accent. I'm like, how y'all doing? You want to talk? I take all forms of payment except for vaccines. And I don't take, like, I forget what I said. It was like, you can't barter for my hair. Like I say just ridiculous stuff, but they love it. They come over and they talk to me.
Yeah.
So
No, I didn't do Countdown the year before last year, but I did this year. And even with all the challenges they faced with the actual event center screwing them, it paid up for me.
I did well there
yeah.
too.
So I was all surprised considering the traffic wasn't where it was because they prevented people from coming in.
Yeah,
that was screwed up. But I actually did really well there. But yeah, so I mean, I think the biggest thing for you, you already found your lane on crowdfunding, and you've every time I see you, you're growing your following. You're definitely hitting the pavement hard with promotion. I look at your promotion leading up to your campaign, during your campaign, and after. I mean, you're really the energy that you have is inspiring.
that's why I don't have time to write.
Right? But you're also ahead of the curve because you've written 21.
Gonna say
That's why I'm able to do this now. Right.
Yeah.
And it's like you really do need to jump in with both feet and wear all the hats and spend all of this time marketing and promoting and tooting your own horn so people just know you exist.
Yeah.
I have my whole social media planned out for the month. I'm trying to go on as many shows as I can. I think I have, not including the shows that I host, I think I have 24 out of 28 days. Some of them there's 2 on the same day. Like I think there's a couple Sundays where I don't have anything, but I'll probably go live and bind books. You know what I mean? So there's just got to stay busy and in the front of people's mind. And that way,
stay relevant for
you're
sure.
there. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So I launched and I had, like the mug and I had the Rebound book and I had 6 bottles of jackfruit hot sauce that were, just 6 of that flavor. They're all gone in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, well, that screws my social media post for tomorrow. I was going to promote all the exclusives. So if you go watch that video, I'm like, look at this, gone. Look at this, look at that.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
She just froze.
Froze.
That's the shot. I'm taking a screenshot.
Hey, that is a good one.
That's
a good one, right?
I'm saving that. I'm holding her hostage.
Was I making a funny face that time?
Yes, I got it. I got it. I
Damn
took a screenshot. Blackmail.
Blackmail. I'm sure that'll come up in the future.
That was
Stupid internet.
that was awesome.
Wow.
That was a perfect
Sam,
timing.
I'm gonna be. You best be careful, sir. I'm gonna get that video of you dancing in the parking lot.
That was George. That was George.
You were dancing too. Don't lie.
I was not dancing.
He's lying.
All right, so elevator pitch time. I'm gonna give you the screen. I want you to tell everybody why they should back it today.
Hi, everybody. This is the Hypnotoad. No, just kidding. I'm Lori Calcaterra. I love what I do. I have the best job in the world. I get to make comics. I have a sense of humor. We have fun. Go check out our campaign. If you like things like Book of Eli, Walking Dead, Fallout, and maybe a sprinkle of Cocaine Bear in there. We check all those boxes. We have conspiracy theories. We have zombie ethics. It is the wildest ride. And we're at the point where you're going to start getting some really good answers. And number 7 is lit. So please come check us out. If you are interested, give us a shot. And hey, pick up a bottle of hot sauce on your way. So,
There you
thank
go.
you.
Hot sauce.
There it is.
Yes.
Caliente.
Yes.
So check it out.
Picante.
I backed it. The link is in the summary. The link is also in the chat. Go check it out. Path of the Pale Rider, Lori
Thank
Calcaterra.
you.
You know, she is a lethal weapon. Not only
Killer.
not only physically, but
She's a
also in the
killer.
comic game. She's
doing her
killing
thing.
it. Killing it.
Thank you,
Definitely doing her
guys.
thing.
Yes.
And thank you again for having me on the show. Annabelle, it was again great to see you. Sam, it's
Always
always
a pleasure.
a blast. I didn't trigger you to sing tonight. I didn't.
No, I did.
Usually that's me in the chat where I'm like naming songs and trying to get Sam to sing.
Yes,
So.
yes. It's been. You know why? Probably because I haven't had a drink, and
You've been too busy today. I feel
I've
you.
been
I
too
know.
busy.
Sleepy,
Yes.
Too
sleepy
busy to
Sammy.
drink.
Yes, too busy. But you're always welcome back. You don't have to ask. Save the link.
I got the
And,
link saved, just so you know.
Save the link. So yes, because it takes a long time for me to get back to everybody.
Froze
'cause-
again.
Did I?
No.
Oh, she
did.
froze?
Oh, she's
Yeah.
back. She's back. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You're back.
I could see you guys were still moving, so
Yes. So
What the
you're
heck,
always welcome
Internet?
back on the show. Again, much success to your campaign. And I'm looking forward to hanging out in a couple weeks.
heck yeah, man. I'll have to go find my lips for the show.
Right.
Don't ask. It's an inside joke.
It's an inside joke. All right, cool. Thank you, Lori.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. So that was Lori Calcaterra, creator of Path of the Pale Rider. If you haven't checked it out yet, go over to Kickstarter. The link is in the chat. It's also in the summary below. And give it a shot. If you haven't done so already, she has the backup tier. You get all issues.
Oh, man.
It's a really cool product. And I'm very excited because I've seen the journey. I've seen when she first launched it to where she is now, and she's really killing it. So really cool
Killing it.
concept.
Slaying it, man. She's doing it big time,
Yeah,
man.
man.
She's going in. She's going in. She did all her research, all the work. Yeah, man. It's paying off for her.
Yeah, and that's the best part of this because a lot of times we get first timers coming into the game on this show, and we get to see their journey, you know, and that's the best part of it. It's watching everybody grow. And we've seen both sides. We've seen those who found their voice and those who did not and actually gave up. So it's a great, if you're trying to break into comics, we have an archive, hundreds of shows with a lot of great advice from people doing it. You know, people who were, from the moment they were kids, they wanted to create comic books, to people who capitalized on COVID because they never actually tried to do comic book, but they always wanted to. And COVID gave them an opportunity since they were home to break into or try their hand at it. And crowdfunding has done the same. So you'll learn a lot from pros, independents, newbies, you know, polished people on this show. A lot of really good anecdotes. If you haven't seen it, a lot of good tips and advice.
There it is. She's definitely an example of how to do it, you know, an inspiration to, you know, folks like myself or even people that have never done it before that want to do it.
Yeah.
She's definitely making all the right moves. Yeah.
She's
Kudos
doing it bigly.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. So I think next week, who do we have on the show? Let's check.
I don't
this
know.
out.
Who do we have?
Next week we have Calendly. Let's see. Why are you taking so forever? Let me see. I'm waiting. I got it over here on my phone. Hold on. So next week on Cast the Craze, we have Alex from Wayward Raven. So coming back on the show, been on the show before, I believe. So we'll be talking to them next week on this show. Again, if you want to be a guest on Cast the Craze podcast, all you have to do is go into the show notes or go to doodiesworld.com and hit the link. It'll take you to book an app, get yourself on the roster. Simple as that. The link is always in the summary. If you watch the show, don't ask me to send you a link. Just go to the link down below, please.
If you want to get on the show, just wake Sam up. All right, people, just wake Sam up. All right. Annoy the hell out of him. He loves it. He's complaining, but he loves it. All right. The people make you who you are. All right. The people give you power.
Yeah, I got the power. Yes, but yes, if you want to be on the show, and please,
we appreciate it.
Send us an image that you would like us to use in the promo. I think 50% of the guests never send an image, so send an image that you want us to use in the promo. All right?
He's annoyed again.
You're killing me. And I was like, help a brother out, why don't you? And if you've been a guest on the show, subscribe, like, share it, let the world know where you found us, and promote the fact that you're going to be on the show.
It does help to see who it is. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It does help.
Yes. When we grow, the independent community grows, and that's why we do the show. It's for indies by indies. We appreciate every single one of you. Thank you all for joining us tonight. George will be back. I can't tell you when, but he'll be back. But he will be with me at Texoma Comic Con in a couple of weeks, and I'll be vlogging that for the art channel, The Art of Samuel. If you haven't checked it out, go and check it out. And again, join me for the 20-year celebration of Doodie, Designated on My Toilet, April 7th. Actually, April 5th on Kickstarter. We'll be launching book number 7. So that's going to be awesome. I'm excited about that. It's going to be a party. We're celebrating Doodie's birthday party.
Party.
Yes. So we'd love for you to join us for the party and for the launch. If you're signing up tonight for the first time on the Kickstarter to be notified when we launch, just let me know that you did. We're at 38 so far who've signed up. Nice. Let me know, and I will send you a link to download the activity book for free just for signing up. And it's going to be so much fun, and there's so much for this campaign, and I hope that you all join me for the birthday party celebration. And then for all of you guys in Oklahoma, I'll see you in a couple of weeks. It's going to be fun.
There it is.
Any last words for you?
That's it. Find me on social media. I'm in and out, and I'm always working behind the scenes. And hopefully we'll catch up again soon.
Yes. With that said, I am Sam the Crazy Man Vera.
And I am Anibal Arroyo.
And we are out.
It's just easy. It's not.
No, it's talking about my friend Acquisa. Say my name. Right?
This is what you were thinking? Oh,
he described me. He said, I'm the idiot.
You're listening to Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. You are listening to Catch the Craze on Catch the Craze. You're listening to